Hi, my name is Ashley Scott and I'm from SASS, the Student Academic Success Service, here at the University of Ottawa. Have you ever felt that the exam period can be pretty stressful? Have you ever felt that exam anxiety has hindered your performance on your exams? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, this workshop might just be for you. Today I'm going to introduce you to 10 tips to help you reduce exam anxiety. Stick with me for a few minutes, you might just learn something. So the goal here is to actually reduce exam anxiety, never to eliminate it. Anxiety is actually a natural part of life and can help us perform at our best. Positive anxiety can be seen as things such as anticipation, motivation, and excitement. We never want to reduce anxiety completely. We always want to leave a little bit. Anxiety only really becomes a problem when there is too much of it. When we have too much anxiety, learning doesn't transfer. Attention narrows on the anxiety, and we lose focus on everything else. So much energy is wasted that we end up feeling fatigued and tired. Memory recall is affected, fear and paralysis can take over and we may feel frozen, and concentration is impaired. None of these things are productive in an exam situation. In the next few slides, we're going to go over 10 tips to help you reduce excess exam anxiety. Tip number 1, it's the obvious, but you need to study. Studying doesn't happen just the night before the exam. Studying is something that you actively have to be engaged in throughout the semester. Class participation and note-taking are two great ways. As well, be sure that you comprehend the material that's being presented to you. If you're about to leave class and you realize, I have no clue what that prof just said, make sure that you make an appointment with your prof, your TA, or even a student mentor to better understand the material. It's imperative that you know. The night before the exam is not sufficient time to learn the material of a 12-week course. As well as before an exam, make sure to organize and review your notes and ensure that you still comprehend all of the material. This can be done through things such as self-tests or attending study groups where you can interact with other students in your class. For many students, exam anxiety is increased as a result of feeling unprepared. Therefore, the more you know the material, the less likely you are to feel anxious about the exam. Tip number 2. It's understandable that university is a really difficult time, and success requires a lot of energy, but it's also equally important that you maintain a balance of self-care. Fact, anxiety is reduced when you are taking care of your basic needs and making yourself a priority. So on a daily basis, make sure you engage in exercise and be active. Establish a healthy diet. Socialize with friends or family. Develop a regular sleep cycle. Try and limit your consumption of nicotine, alcohol, and caffeine. Maintain balance and always make sure to take time for yourself. Tip number 3, make use of campus resources. It's an all too common occurrence that I'll have a student come to my office in their 3rd or 4th year and express to me that they didn't even know that this office existed. Or I'll refer them to a different service and they'll say, wow, I didn't even know this campus had that. Chances are, if you're experiencing some distress, which is impacting your academic success, U Ottawa probably has a service to help you out. If you're in doubt, contact any one of the SASS services, and I'm sure that someone will be happy to redirect you. But in the meantime, check out some things like SASS Counselling and Coaching, Access Service, Student Mentoring Program, or Counselling, and always remember to use your free gym membership. Tip number 4, engage in positive self-talk. Our thoughts influence how we feel about situations. Therefore, positive thinking will equal a more positive experience, and negative thinking will most likely equal a more negative experience. It's rarely a situation itself which causes us to feel anxious. It's our negative assessment of that situation which causes us to experience anxiety. Let's have a look at an example. We have 2 students who would be going in to write an exam. One student is thinking positively, telling themselves things such as, I can do it, I've studied the best that I can, and I have the skills to do well on this exam. While the student who's thinking more negatively is telling himself things such as, why bother? I'm a failure, or there's no way that I can pass this. Chances are, once the exam comes around, the student who's thinking positively will experience less anxiety than the student who's thinking negatively. Tip number 5, manage your breathing. Anxiety can actually impact the way that we breathe. But you're probably asking yourself, is there a proper way to breathe? Well, in fact, to reduce anxiety, the most effective way to breathe is to take in deep, controlled breaths, which result in the physical rising of the stomach. This is called abdominal breathing. I'm going to show you a technique known as square breathing. Square breathing is a simple technique that when used effectively can greatly reduce the amount of anxiety that you're experiencing. The idea behind it is you're going to inhale for 4 counts. You're then going to hold that breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and then hold it again for 4 counts. The idea behind this is to slow down your breathing. You may want to vary it up a little bit, use 2 counts or 6 counts. It doesn't matter as long as you're slowing down your breathing. You'll probably want to practice this technique for about 5 minutes or so to see the reduction in anxiety. The reason that it's called square breathing is that some individuals like to follow the image of a square as they do the technique. Tip number 6 is the use of visualizations. Visualizations are a great technique as they can be used anytime, anywhere, and they can certainly help you relax. What I'm going to ask you to do is imagine yourself in a safe, comfortable, and relaxed place. This can be anywhere, from the beach to your bedroom to your grandparents' house or a sporting event. And try and recreate that place in your mind by visualizing the sights that you see, what smells are around, the sounds that you hear, and the feelings that you had. Now, incorporate abdominal breathing into your visualization and use this technique whenever you need to, whether it be studying or even in an exam situation. This is a great technique to facilitate relaxation and renew your focus. Tip number 7. We've already spoken to you a little bit about self-care, but we want to reinforce here the need for proper sleep and nutrition the night before and the day of an exam. It's recommended that an adult receives about 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night, and we certainly suggest that you never pull an all-nighter. While it may seem like a great idea to cram in that information, chances are your performance is going to be hindered the next day. Also, avoid studying in bed. That place should be reserved for rest and relaxation. But we know that you know your body best, so try and figure out a sleep pattern that works best for you. On the day of your exam, try and consume a meal that is high in protein and whole grains. This will help your body to feel full. Also, avoid foods that are high in sugar and sodium. Avoid excess caffeine, and keep to foods that you know react well with your body. Avoid fast food due to the fat content, and drink plenty of water. Tip number 8, get organized. The last thing you need before an exam is to cause yourself undue stress. So we suggest that you try and make a list for yourself of all the things you're going to need for your exam. That way you can avoid scrambling around last minute. Do you have all your pens and pencils, your eraser, calculator, your water bottle, and I'm pretty sure you're going to need your student card. Tip number 9, don't chat with your classmates before the exam. It's a common sight before an exam to see students huddled together trying to cram in those last bits of information. This generally is not a helpful strategy, as it may only make you realize stuff that you forgot to study or things that you don't know. This can therefore increase your anxiety and reduce your ability to work successfully with the knowledge that you already have. Tip number 10. Let's use this slide to recap what we've learned. Anxiety at certain levels can be helpful, and we never want to eliminate anxiety completely. Positive anxiety can actually be very helpful in helping us achieve our goals. We learned of the importance of studying and its role in reducing exam anxiety. Also, we learned that if you need any assistance, please don't ever hesitate to contact campus resources. We talked about and encouraged self-care, and we learned of the importance of sleep and nutrition the night before and the day of an exam. Also, try and be positive, visualize your successes, and use your breathing as a means to control your anxiety. So you're probably saying, great, all these tips were helpful, but what happens if I do feel anxious during the exam? Well, here's our suggestion. Put your head down on your desk and take a break for about 5 to 10 minutes, or even longer if needed. You should have about 3 hours to write your exam, so 5 to 10 minutes is not going to be that long. Practice your abdominal breathing and incorporate your visualizations. And if needed, incorporate positive thinking. And remember the big picture. This exam is only one small part of your academic success. Here at the Student Academic Success Service, we are committed to seeing you across the stage at convocation. So if you should have any further questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.